This is Cristina Lorefice here, and today I am Zooming with MITCH WINEHOUSE. Hi, Mitch, welcome.
Hi, Cristina.
Hi, Mitch. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It's
Pleasure.
my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. You got to do a little more.
What's the date today? May the 15th?
Yeah, May the 15th. So, since you are a singer, right? Would you mind singing me a little birthday song?
Okay, I have to wash my hands at the same time. You know, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Cristina. Happy birthday to you. You've got to do it twice. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cristina. Happy birthday to you. There we are.
Woo-hoo!
Okay. Now, some people say you're maniacal, whatever it is, but still, you know, there's not an awful lot to laugh at the moment, but laughter is the best medicine. And music.
Say that again. I love what you just said.
Laughter is the best medicine, of course.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, people, you know, they haven't got too much to laugh about at the moment. Yeah.
So I'm very excited to have you here. And I know that, like I said before, you're a singer. And there's one song that I really like that you sang is "A Rush of Love." And yeah. And you know, hold on a second.
My friend wrote that.
Huh?
My friend wrote that song.
Oh, okay. Your friend wrote the song?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wrote the song?
A guy called Tony Hiller. And do you remember the song in the 70s, Kisses for Me, Save All? You remember that one?
I don't.
Oh, well, it was a Eurovision Song Contest winner. It sold many millions. He wrote that too, as well as many other thousands of songs.
Oh, wonderful! And I love the lyrics that says, "You started a fire that is still burning bright as a star." Right?
Yeah, nice.
So I'm a big believer that we all have a shining star within us, and so I wanted to ask you, how do you shine your light to the world?
Wow. It's difficult to say when it's yourself, isn't it? I mean, but what we do, how do you do that? How do you say that about yourself? But you know, obviously, what we do since we lost our daughter, since we lost Amy, you know, we've created the Amy Winehouse Foundation, and in that foundation we have many different projects, and in the last 3 years we've addressed over 300,000 kids in schools about the dangers of alcohol and drugs. You know, we have a women's recovery house. That's when women come out of rehab, they've got nowhere to go.
Oh. And
you know, we've got 16 women in there. We just started a new project, Amy's Dream, where we look after terminally ill kids and we send them away with their families for a nice holiday, and things like that. So I guess, you know, without blowing my own trumpet, that's what we do. That's how I project my light on the world.
I love that.
And of course, you know, and again, I'm not, you know, I don't want people to think, oh, you know, I'm blowing my own trumpet, but you know, I also deliver food for Meals on Wheels to elderly people, even older than me.
Mitch, it's my birthday today. Come on, what's your age? I'll tell you mine.
Over 60, below 70.
High five.
And,
high five.
You're 50 today.
No. I mean, high five for reaching.
High five.
High five for reaching that age. We're blessed.
Yeah. So so I deliver food every day with people who can't get out, and that makes me feel great. You know, it's not. It is about doing things for other people, but it's doing it for myself as well, because I don't want to be stuck indoors. And it gives me a legitimate reason to be out, seeing people. You know, although social distancing is very important, you leave the food at the door, you step back, make sure that they pick the food up. How are you? You okay? Is there anything that you need? You know, so that's perhaps how I shine my light, as well as singing.
I think that you actually should blow your trumpet, Mitch. And I love what you just said, that, you know, when you inspire others, then, you know, you inspire yourself. Like when you do something good for others, actually we're helping ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
As a parent, you know, to lose our loved ones, specifically to lose our child, it's a huge loss. And so it sounds like you have so far been able to turn that grief into something productive. And how was the grieving process for you?
Well, these are very good questions. How's it been? I can't say, because, you know, maybe I haven't had the space to grieve. You know, I'm working on projects all the time involving Amy, and she's with me all the time. You know, so I don't really have, well, I do get the sense of her not being here, of course I do. But on the other hand, you know, I'm talking about her all the time, and I'm looking at videos, and I'm, you know, so in one way, it's lovely to see all the videos and hear her music all the time. On the other hand, you know, at some point, I'm going to probably have to deal properly with my grief, because I don't think I've dealt with it properly. My son hasn't dealt with it properly, and neither has Amy's mum. So at some point, you know, we're all going to have to deal with this properly.
Absolutely. It's a process, and it's very individual of how we do it. And sometimes, like you said, we don't want to face it, so we get very, very busy in doing other things.
I mean, I sometimes have to check myself and tell myself that, you know, Amy's not here. Yeah. You know, it sometimes comes to me in a rush, and I go, wow, you know, she's actually not here. You know, and the thing is you know, it's not news. You know, we're working on a movie, we're working on a Broadway show, and, you know, I'm researching a lot of things for this, you know, so I'm watching a lot of videos into her interviews, which are fantastic. You know, the interviews are the best thing, because you see Amy, you know, she had a fantastic attitude, and therefore she's around me all the time.
You know something? I'm feeling you. And right now, actually, I'm feeling emotional, because I feel her too. And I want to tell you a little story. I used to live in Edger, right? And in 2011, I was going through some upheaval in a relationship. And I happened to go for a walk up in Edgerbury Park. You know Edgerbury Park?
Of course.
So I used to pass there almost every day. And that day, something told me to go inside the cemetery. And I went. And Mitch, I found Amy's tomb. And
it's not actually her tomb, but go ahead.
It's not hers?
No, her wish was to be cremated. So we sprinkled ashes in there along with my mum's ashes, so they could be together. So that memorial stone is the memorial stone.
Yes, the memorial stone.
Yeah, and that's dedicated to Amy and my mother.
Yes. So I sat there, and I don't know. I just I got this inspiration. I guess it was her, to keep going, and I started to cry so much there, and I really felt her pain for, you know, men and relationships and all that, sorry to say, crap that women sometimes go through, you know. I just thanked her so much, you know, and never in my life I would have thought that I would be able to actually tell you this story. In my wildest dream, I never thought. But do you believe in afterlife?
Oh, you know, Cristina, I've had so many incredible experiences spiritually, you know, regarding regarding it. I mean, I'll just give you a very, very quick example. About right at the beginning of the lockdown, I felt terrible. I couldn't see my grandson. I couldn't see my son. I couldn't see nobody could see anybody, you know.
Yeah.
My wife had to go and be with her mum on the coast. So, you know, I'm on my own. And I went to Amy's house in Camden, and there's a park in the middle. I don't know if you've been to the house, but there's a lovely park in the middle. And the night before, I said to her, Amy, you have to send me a sign. And so as I pulled up outside her house, Rehab comes on. Wait. So Rehab
Seriously?
comes on.
Rehab song?
Yeah, I haven't finished yet. So Rehab comes on. So, okay, you know, coincidence. So I listened to the song. I look up at the window where she was. And I said, hello, darling, I'm here. I walk into the park, I sit on a bench, and I decide to do a crossword. And I'm doing a crossword, and the very first clue was, do you know about crosswords?
Mm-hmm.
So it was an anagram that I had to work out, and the answer was Rehab. And I put it on Instagram. I told the story on Instagram. I said, Amy's song was playing. I went into the park, I did a crossword. The very first clue, the answer was Rehab. And I took a photograph and put it on my Instagram. I mean, you know, that's just one of dozens. The answer to your question is yes, I do believe in an afterlife.
Thank you for having answered that. I do too. That's beautiful, Mitch. Sometimes I think about that. I don't know about you, but like, you know, God gives us life, right?
Yeah.
And He takes it away. Like, we all die. No matter what, no matter where we're coming from and status, we all gonna die. And sometimes I think about, you know, why does God take away the life of people who are young, or, you know, like 2 years old, or, you know, or 20, or whatever, 30, whatever. I ask myself the question, why does that happen? Why can we all get like up to our 90s?
Why did the Holocaust happen? Why did 9/11 happen? Why did the earthquake? Why did, you know, who knows? I mean, I don't know whether I believe in a supreme being as such, but I do believe supreme, like a God, isn't necessarily anything to do with life after death. Yeah. But, you know, people have got free will to do what they want. And how cruel is it that a 2-year-old child can die, or all these people can die of COVID-19, or that Amy can die at 27, or this one? You know, life is cruel.
Life is cruel. Life
is cruel, and yet it's so beautiful.
Say that again, Mitch.
Life is beautiful. Wasn't there a film called Life is Beautiful?
Yes, I watched it.
Italian film.
I love Benigni, Roberto Benigni.
Yes.
You witnessed huge fame. And
not me personally.
Huh?
Not me personally.
No, not you personally, but as a father, you witness the fame of your child. And yeah. What would you suggest to any young person, or anyone, in fact, that craves fame?
Well, I don't know anybody. Well, there are people that crave fame. You know, you look at these like Towie. I've got someone who lives in my apartment block who's in, you know, Towie. No. The only way is Essex.
I live.
You know, so these, you know, like it's like Big Brother. You know, Big Brother.
Yes.
So these people get they crave fame, but they haven't got any talent. So none of these people have got to. So I would say the first thing is, if you crave fame, you should have a little bit of talent, because at some point, you know, you're going to come unstuck. What are you famous for? You know, what are the Kardashians famous for being Kardashians? They haven't got an ounce of talent between the whole lot of them. An NHS nurse is more talented than all the Kardashians put together, and they're earning £300 million a year, and the nurse is earning £25,000 a year. So, you know, we got things wrong. But that wasn't your question. Your question was, what would I say to people who crave fame? I don't know. Amy didn't crave fame. She kind of said she did, but she didn't. And when she was famous, she wished she wasn't famous. One of her best friends was the drummer in the Arctic Monkeys, and which was a big group at that time. And nobody knew who he was. He wasn't like Ringo Starr. This guy, no one knew who he was. Yet he was a part of one of the biggest groups at the time, earning millions of pounds. And that would have really suited Amy. But I mean, she didn't crave fame. Anybody that craves fame is asking for trouble. You know, to become famous because of your talent, and that's a different thing altogether. And she was extremely talented and very funny, and yeah, she had all those attributes.
How beautiful! I was asking. Whoa, I'm stumbling upon my words. I can always edit that. What brought her joy? What made her laugh and smile?
Well, there was lots of things. You read about. I mean, that awful documentary that came out a few years ago. You know, most intelligent people know that was just rubbish. You know, but she was always laughing and smiling, even when she was ill. You know, and there's no point in rewriting history. 2007, 2008, she was ill. Now, what got her through it was her sense of humour. You know, when it's difficult, you know, when they were little kids, I'd see them come home. I'd get home and I'd see them come home with it, and I'd lay on the floor and pretend to be dead. You know, and like the first time,
yeah,
they go, Dad, Dad. And then after that, they just step over me, you know, and things like that. And they wouldn't even take it. And when Amy was really ill, but she wasn't dying, you know, during the drug, I come into her house and she was laying on the floor doing the same trick.
Like
do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's the same trick. So that you know, and it's, you know, you go, well, that's not funny, but it is funny because that was her black humour. It's like when they were kids, when my son and my daughter were little kids, my son got something caught in his throat, like food, and I went mad. So I went mad and I pulled it out of it anyway. But now they knew that if they pretended to be choking, I'd go. So every mealtime they were pretending to be choking, you know, and they, you know, and that was their sense of humour. That's the kind, you know, you know, there were times when Amy was quite ill, and yet her sense of humour got her through it, you know, and this is why with the movie and the show, we're going to be showing the real Amy, not this helpless, miserable little person, which she wasn't.
Yes. So she had a good sense of humor. I love that.
Fantastic sense of humor. Really, really fantastic.
Oh, a lot of the time when parents lose their child, we don't give ourselves permission to be happy or joyful. So have you given yourself permission to be happy and joyful?
Yeah. You know, sometimes I feel, what's the word? Guilty. And I think to myself, why am I enjoying myself? You know, my dog, you know, but I've got a wonderful grandchild, the most beautiful child, boy, he's 5 now, my son's son.
Yes.
And, you know, you can't look at him without being joyous. He's a lovely boy. And, you know, the work that I do, it makes us all happy. It makes the people who are the recipients happy. My music makes me happy. So, you know, I've given myself permission to be happy and joyous.
That's wonderful.
Amy wouldn't want to have it any other way.
Say that again.
Well, Amy wouldn't want it any other way.
Let's do a celebration. Let's do a celebration for Amy. A funny one. I do this. Watch. Mozzarella, mozzarella, cheese. Mozzarella, mozzarella,
cheese.
We want to laugh for Amy, right? We want to be happy for her.
Definitely.
I'm speechless. Well, I forgot to say, usually I forgot all about it. Usually I say, hey, we have 15 minutes. I did turn it. We're done with the 15 minutes. And what is your nugget of wisdom for the world? Like in a few sentences.
Well, my nugget of wisdom,
Yes.
get women to run the world. That's number one. Get women to run. And yeah, music and love and laughter are the most powerful forces in the universe. And, with that, Amy said that to me.
Are you serious? She said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which they are.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you're playing an instrument and you're laughing, you're not going to pick up a gun and shoot someone else. Because that person's going to be playing music and laughing. So music, laughing and love are the keys to everything. Problem solved. Get more women into government.
I love it.
People have official comedians going around tickling everybody, making everyone laugh. And we'd be too busy laughing.
You know what? You made my day today. You made my birthday so happy, and I can't even tell you. My whole heart is beaming with love right now and joy.
Oh, good.
It really is. You know what my favorite song was? Amy's song. Let's see if you know it. I can't sing, Rich. I'll try. He walks away. The sun goes down. He takes the day, but I'm gone.
You're a good singer.
Huh?
That's good. Tears dry on their own.
Yeah, tears dry on their own.
No, but Amy's songs are fantastic. But it's only lately that I've been able to listen to them and look at the lyrics. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
And but she, how can I put it? She never worked at it. She, like Carole King, still sits on the piano for 6 hours a day. Amy would say to me, "Oh, I've got to write an album," and then she'd write it 3 weeks later.
3 weeks.
Well, something like that. But what I'm saying is at certain times in her life, music was maybe the 4th or 5th priority. So it would be family, boyfriend, other friends, music, going out. Music wasn't the be all and end all for her. And that's what makes it even more special, because she wasn't sitting there all day. This came to her very naturally.
Amazing. Well, I'm absolutely honored to have had this Zooming session with you, Mitch. And I wanna thank you so much for making my birthday so much more beautiful and joyful today. And I wanna thank you and your wife for bringing into the world such an amazing soul and human being, Amy.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm gonna stop the recording. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna stop. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe, and see you soon again. Bye bye.